Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so this is going to be part 2. If you didn't see part 1, you'll definitely need to look at that one first to know where we are in the story. The free link for part 1 is right there in the description box. All right, so part 2, we're picking up right where we left off with that Queen of Swords making a statement of, this is a mess. I'm not saying that there's nothing left to say. I'm just saying I need to process this slower. I mean, the Ten of Swords in the reverse says this is a painful and terrible situation for me to hear about, for me to process. I can't do this all in one dose. I can't make a response. I can't say, oh, no problem. I also don't know how I feel about this yet, other than it's painful. And we're not done yet. We're not done with this conversation, but I feel like, take it in much smaller bite-sized pieces. She may say, I'm going to stop you there, and I just need to go think for a little bit. Tell me about that Page of Pentacles, because this is that smaller dose. Queen of Pentacles and the Tower. Honestly, the way I'm looking at this Queen of Swords is not becoming anybody's Queen of Wands right now. What she's realizing is there is no way that I want to risk any of my stability. I didn't realize just how stable a person I am until I heard all this drama that is coming from this person and their apology and all this mess that they've created. I'm realizing I have a lot to be grateful for. My life is so much more stable. I'm so much more content in my life, in my own person, than the individual who's coming in to give me this apology. It's like she's looking at them and recognizing, like, wow, I've never been down that road where I've done the kinds of things that they've done to, like, get back at somebody and tried. I haven't ever been so lost, is what I'm realizing. I've never been so lost as this person was. And I'm very stable, more stable than I ever realized, when I think of the comparison to what this person has just told me about their own behaviors and why they did the things that they did. But now I've come to this Tower moment. This is something is crashing down for her. Ace of Pentacles. She could be looking at this and saying, and this is kind of remarkable. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty remarkable that she is in this storyline saying, everything that you've told me is ugly, and it's painful, and it's a mess. And somehow in the midst of all this, because you're able to tell me something true, and I'm able to digest it, and I'm able to see the difference between, like, why you did the things you did and what headspace you were at then and what headspace you're in now, I am able to say, I can't even quite believe that I am believing what you're telling me, but I do believe it. This changes everything. Because you've been honest, this could be a chance for us to have a new beginning. That's what this is looking like. And I'm kind of like, what? Wow. I didn't see that one coming. Let me see. Let me look again. Because it could also be that she's saying, well, I'm really, Ten of Wands. She is done with whatever upset, grief, and pain this whole situation may have ever caused her. She is done with that. She's laying down those burdens. What is she doing with them, though? Is she taking them back? Oh, no, she's very sure she's not taking them back. Okay. So instead, she is looking at this and she's saying, I am very much aware. She's not saying with anger. She's no pain or anger about this at all. She's saying that was a really painful thing that happened. Now I understand all of it. Let me think about this, and then I'll communicate with you again. And from a very calm and stable place, she communicates to them that, thank you for telling me everything that happened and why you did the things you did. It has changed things for me. I have closure now. I finally have closure myself. I can lay down these burdens, and I'm not going to be working with you. I'm very clear on that. You're not someone that I can give to. Oh, so she's not saying it though as a Queen of Swords. She's saying it, and they were expecting that. They were expecting her to either be a Queen of Swords, or maybe they could persuade her to become their Queen of Wands. Like maybe I can get her to say, "That's okay. I still love you, baby. Come on, let's do this." What they didn't expect is that she would instead shift her energy into a Queen of Pentacles, which is someone who's very grounded and very like understanding. She has zero anger toward them. She's not being like like, I'm gonna shame on you, you've messed this up, you need to go learn stuff. She's like, I understand everything about what you're telling me, and thank you for giving me the closure. I feel lighter. I feel like I can finally lay down all these burdens, and I'm it's because I know that we're not a match. I know that I wouldn't give to this, that you're not the person I want to be with. Knight of Pentacles. And I know that you changed a lot, but I don't think it's enough, because I've changed too. That's all. I've changed too. I realize I'm well beyond this now. I don't want anything like this in my life. I don't want the memory of this to be part of how our love story goes. I don't want that to be a part of my love story with you. So I've changed. That's why this isn't something I can give to anymore. 8 of Cups, so she's walking away from this. She's not doing it in a mean-spirited energy. She's not upset. She's actually really at peace. How do they respond? How do they react to that news? Because they were pretty darn nervous about coming in to tell her all of this. 9 of Wands, they may actually literally for a moment say, please, could we try this one more time? And I think it's because there is no anger here. I think that's why maybe they're able to say, please, could we just try? King of Swords, Ace of Wands sideways. They're almost asking, please, could you give me an opportunity to see if you would ever want me back? It's like this person is, they're standing here as a King of Swords now. They're being very, very honest. Very honest. Tell me about the Ace of Wands sideways. Let me double check on that. We've got a 2 of Wands. We've got a Queen of Pentacles. It's as if they're saying, please, if you change your mind, would you let me try to change your mind? There's that awesome song by The Killers. But if your answer is no, can I change your mind? I think that they are genuinely trying to humble themselves in a really big way and say, I would do anything if you would just give me one more chance to see if I could change your mind, or if you change your mind at any point in time, would you please contact me? There is this aspect of them that this is not the way that I maybe expected, or that even they expected this conversation to go, that she would be so calm, that she would not be like, oh, I'm so hurt, or oh, I'm so, let me work on forgiving you. She's having this dialogue with them, pausing it, stepping back, thinking about it, and actually coming back to them in this really calm, like relieved manner, where she's like, I understand. I'm not mad at you at all for what's happened. I understand, like, I don't operate the way you do. I never would have done maybe the thing that you ended up doing, but I do understand why you did it. But that's also why I know that we're not meant to be. And they are responding with like something very real, very real. I really do feel like this person has grown beyond what their old behavior was, but I just don't know that it matters at this point. Hierophant sideways. They are still trying to say that basically, if you ever change your mind, you are the person that I would marry in a heartbeat. You are the person. I wonder if they're trying to say, I wasn't coming into you just to say I'm sorry, or just to tell you that I wish that you would be my romantic partner. I wanted to marry you. I think this is like, they're saying all the things that this is what I wanted to do, not because she's they think she's willing to do it at this point, but because they just want her to know what their intentions actually were. They're also, I think, saying, and even though I know you are telling me no, there's never going to be a time when I don't wait for you. There's never going to be a time when I don't try to manifest you back. There's never going to be a time, no matter how many years it takes, if you ever change your mind, you're the one. Like, I think that this character is saying with the Knight of Pentacles, I'll be trying to manifest you for the rest of my life. There's not going to be a time when I don't want it to be you. So just a second, why did they mess this up so bad? And maybe I shouldn't say they don't have an answer. It's just a 5 of Cups. It's just the regret is so over the top here. The regret. I feel sad because I feel like if this could have been and should have been something amazing, it is such a tragedy that there had to be so much disaster. But maybe not, right? Because things go the way they're supposed to. Let's take a look. I haven't gone to the deck that I like to call my universe deck in a long time. Tell me, universe, what was the reason behind all of this to have happened? Ace of Sacred Circles, 4 new beginnings. Sometimes the only way anybody can ever start new is if they basically get down to the bottom of the barrel first, and then they can finally learn a lesson, and then they can finally genuinely have that rebirth and start as a new person. So that might have been them that really needed to change their ways. What about for her? Why was she ever involved with this person? King of Wands, Ace of Cups. It might have been so that she'll know a little bit better what kind of a partner she wants. She's going to get double of what she wants in the next person. I feel like the love that this person wasn't able to give to her, maybe it was just some kind of a competitive spirit that they had with her all along. That energy, she doesn't want that. She wants somebody who would like protect. I think that, again, I don't read for genders, okay, but I do see 2 lions here, both the alpha males. I feel like she's saying what the reason that she met this person, according to the universe, is so that she could like identify the difference between like what she had with them versus the kind of person she really wants to match with. To be protected by a mate, I think, is a really that's something she's really going to value, because this person didn't protect her at all. This person actually went out and did wrong to cause her grief, to cause her disrespect. This person played games. And I think that recognizing that having a mate that would protect a connection, that would stand beside you, that would, view you as something precious and sacred, I think she's realizing that's really one of the most important attributes. And I never knew that I wanted that before. I never knew how important that was going to be to me. And now let's not forget about that Queen of Cups. Why was the Queen of Cups? Why did they have to encounter this person? 4 of Cups, because as far as this goes, we never saw what else had happened in her life. But there is somebody else on the outskirts who has been okay. So for a hot minute, that Queen of Cups was involved with the lead character, right? Until she kicked him to the curb and said, I don't get what you're doing, but it feels like you're trying to make somebody else jealous. I don't play that way. Out you go. She kicked them on out of her life. What's so ironic is that there has been someone else on the outskirts of her life who was feeling super bummed out that maybe they didn't act fast enough to try to get a chance with her. Well, now that she's kicked that lead character out of her life, it has opened up a doorway for this, whomever this character is that liked her, cared about her, but missed their chance with her. Guess what? They have another opportunity to come in and work on things with her. So interestingly enough, seeing her get swept up by somebody else was possibly a really good thing, simply because now that she's single again, she's kicked that lead character to the curb. whomever this is who's carried a torch for her, who is very bummed out when they saw that she was like off the market for a little while, they can now come in and really like not miss their shot with her. So I think she ends up with somebody that really wants to work things out with her, or really wants to work on something and, you know, date her and pursue her. So that Queen of Cups ends up with someone. Our other character, our Queen of Swords, who ends up being a Queen of Pentacles, her energy shifts and she mellows. She in turn is going to wind up with an amazing partner that is going to be everything she wanted and then some. And the lead character finally gets to change their ways, and the person that they used to be, you notice how we've divided it, we've drawn a line in the sand. They're not going to be that person anymore that was spiteful or that was harsh, and everything that we saw that they had done, the terrible behavior that they had displayed in part one. They're not going to be that person anymore. And we had seen them as somebody that was hostile, somebody that was a liar, somebody that was intentionally playing games. We saw them as somebody who went off and started something with someone else out of spite and lied about it, and then was hostile about what was going on. It was just a mess. It was just an ugly, ugly mess. And they didn't wish anybody well. They did all of this to try and cause a ruckus, all toward the one person that they really wanted to be with all along. And that is that Queen of Swords, who's now closed out that chapter with them. We've seen her become a Queen of Pentacles, but let them go. But because they finally could come clean, and because they finally could say all the things that I wish I hadn't done this, you know, and that I actually wanted to marry you. I'll always be hoping that you'll change your mind. The fact that they can understand why she's saying no to them, but they're also saying, if you ever change your mind about me, if you ever think you could love me again, please come back to me, because I would fight for us this time. I think that is the proof that they've actually changed. The fact that they are taking accountability. I mean, this was a tough storyline for sure. But there it is. Do we have any final message, universe? Do we have any final message on behalf of this King of Swords? Which, you notice we never named the lead character up until the very end here. Now we know they're King of Swords. Up until then, they were just the lead character. The Lovers again. So the final message here is, when we meet somebody that we love, man, don't let them go. Don't play the games. Don't mess it up, because love is not supposed to be a hurtful game. It's supposed to be, you know, two people that can bear their souls to each other and you know, choose to bond to each other and choose to protect each other. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. And if we don't take it that way, then we're gonna lose our person. If we don't treat them like they're special and sacred and that it matters, rest assured they're not going to end up in our arms. That's what the moral of that message is, I would say. Let me know in the comments if you see it differently. It's always interesting to hear everybody's take on the story and the characters. I hope you guys enjoy the fictional storytelling, even these ones that are really tough. Sometimes they're the best, because it's like, wow, we watch these characters play things out. We're just like, oh my gosh, like, no, don't make those mistakes. Come on, characters, do better. I'm always hoping that for my characters, but hey, it's thought provoking, and that's what I always hope my channel is. Thank you for being here. All right, bye guys.